Do I just eat all the time? Literally, this is like the whole bag of books that I got. Is huge. Hi guys, we're gonna go to a stock show today. We're in the parking lot. We're just about to go inside, but my friend invited me to her daughter's fundraiser thing, and it's like a stock show and we've never been. If you don't know what a stock show is, it's basically a place where people showcase their farm animals, and I think today it's specifically like a horse event. We're gonna see some horse performances. I'm very excited. It's my first stock show ever, and this is probably the most Western thing we've ever done. Have you been to a stock show? All right, we're gonna head in. See you guys in there. So we took a little nap when we got home from lunch and coffee. Actually, no, I edited my vlog for a little bit and then I took a little nap. So I was a little bit productive. Now we are at Red Rocks for the third time within like 30 days, which is honestly really rare for us prior to this past month. So we're here because our friend had an extra free ticket to Troyboi, and we figured we'd just go and have some fun tonight. We've never seen Troyboi before. We love his music. He has really fun music. And yeah, we're just gonna go see what's up. It is a little cold tonight, so I dressed pretty warm just in case. Hopefully I won't be too cold with all the dancing. I'll see you guys later. I just wanna dance among the stars. These after hours got me charged. System malfunction. Lasers active. Sometimes the amount that I felt myself eating, I wonder, is this the only thing I do? Do I just eat all the time? It's so good. Somewhere like, I'm just thinking of like Hi guys, so I'm home now. We had gone out to get some lunch with our friends before at a Korean restaurant that I've never been to, but it was really good. It might have become one of like my new favorite restaurants in the Denver area. I think they specialize in stews and soups and sundae, if you like sundae. But yeah, it was really good, especially with the weather finally getting cooler in the Denver area. It was definitely very homey and cozy to have that for lunch. So overall, the weekend was pretty chill. I did go to a library book sale on Friday that I didn't really record any footage for, but I did want to share with you guys what I got. I got a lot of books that I'm probably not gonna finish by the end of the year. I live for this like library book sale. It is amazing. You find such good books for like $1 to $2 to $3. So worth it. If you're just getting into reading, or maybe if you've never heard of these library book sales, I would highly recommend you to check it out. A lot of libraries will host these book sales because they have like an overstock of a certain book, or they thought a book was gonna be really popular, but people end up not really borrowing them. So a lot of these books are pretty much like brand new and not used. It's super worth it if you're into like reading like a physical book instead of like an ebook. If you guys are interested, you guys should definitely like Google or look up library book sales around you, because ever since I found out about this kind of massive book sale, I have been obsessed. I literally go every time they have it. Literally, this is like the whole bag of books that I got. It's huge. So this is one of the books I got. It's called Another Life by Kristen Hanna. I discovered Kristen Hanna about a year ago, and she's become one of my favorite authors. Every book that I've read of hers so far has just left me like speechless and so moved. I just love the way she writes. It's like easy to read, it's written beautifully, and yeah, I just really like her. So I've never heard about this one yet. I think it's one of her older books. The next book I got was All the Lights We Cannot See. This is a very popular World War II book. I've heard a lot about it. I feel like I'm gonna be really sad when I read this, but I'm excited to read this. I also got The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I would say I'm like a pretty big fan of historical fictions, and I remember my friend told me to read this a couple years back, but anything that has to do with World War II and just like wartime makes me really sad. So I didn't want to read this at the time, but I saw it at the book sale, so I picked it up. Oh my god. No. It's the last of... Whoa! The next book I got was The Last of the Moon Girls. This looks like a pretty nice copy. I'm surprised because I thought this book came out pretty recently. This one's on my TBR list. I think it's kind of like a mystery. The next book I got is And the Mountains Echoed. I've read The Kite Runner recently. Actually, I picked up A Kite Runner at the last library book sale. Absolutely broke my heart when I read it. Such a good book, so moving. And I've also read A Thousand Splendid Suns like back in high school or middle school. I haven't read this one yet, so when I saw it I knew I had to pick it up because his other two books were amazing. So I'm ready to get my heart broken probably again from him. Next one is Tell the Wolves I'm Home. I've heard nothing about this. Honestly, the cover kind of like caught my eye, and when I looked it up on Goodreads while I was at the sale, it got a pretty good rating, so I was like, I'm just gonna pick it up. This one is called True Colors by Kristen Hanna. My friend who was at the book sale with me saw it and just like picked it up for me and gave it to me at the end of the book sale, since she knows I'm a fan of Kristen Hanna. So I know literally nothing about this, and hopefully it's gonna be good. This next book is called Major Pettigrew's Last Stand. I think it's kind of like a romance story. I don't read much romance because I find them to be a bit repetitive after a while, but once in a while I'll read them because sometimes it's just like a good read. This to me feels like it's gonna be like a feel-good book. Oh no! Next book I got is Memoirs of a Geisha. When I was younger, maybe in elementary school or middle school, the movie for this came out, and I remember people said it was a really good movie. I actually never watched it before, so I saw this laying around and I figured I'd just pick it up The next book I got was this Stephen King book called Holly. I have actually never read any Stephen King books before. I remember actually at Costco, I was at the book section and I saw a copy of this. And at the time I was trying to pick a book to read with my best friend and she didn't really want to read like a mystery or like something creepy, so I didn't pick it up. But yeah, I saw it at the book sale and it's a hardcover. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. I think I'm gonna read this next because it is October and spooky season and Stephen King is known for his horror themed spooky books. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start with this. Next one I got is The 5-Star Weekend. This is actually on my TBR list as well. I remember it just got really good ratings on Goodreads and I think it is mostly like a romance book. Not really totally sure what it's about. I actually oftentimes when I'm picking out books try not to read too much into the summary because sometimes when I read too much in the summary I feel like I'm already like a little biased. This one is, oh my gosh, I just realized, I didn't realize how many books I picked out until I'm filming this right now. The next one I got is The Half Moon. Again, I actually have no idea what this one's about. I saw the cover, it looked really cute. I actually think what happened was I saw the word moon and thought that it was this book. So I picked this one up first and then later on when I ran across this book, I was like, oh wait, this is the one that's on my TBR list. But I kept this in my bag anyways. So we'll see. This is the last book that I got. It's called The Maid. It is a thriller. I read The Housemaid this year, which is totally unrelated to this book, but that was a thriller and I thought that was interesting that they also have another thriller called The Maid. I'm curious to see how different this thriller would be compared to The Housemaid when they both have to do with a housemaid. Okay, so that was 13 books that I bought at the library sale. And it cost a total of $28, which is insane if we're talking about buying like brand new books. So like I said before, if you've never heard of these library book sales, you should definitely look it up, see if your local library does it, or sometimes they do it by the county. Like for this one, I think it's a county-wide library book sale. All the libraries in the county collect all these books and sell it all at once. And the last thing I want to say about this is that we asked one of the workers what happens to all these books that don't get sold by the end of the book sale. And the worker told us that they actually get shredded and they also go to a landfill, which is crazy to me because they don't donate it to anyone or anything. So yeah, definitely look into these book sales. You could be saving a book's life and maybe like gift it to a friend who's also a bookworm. I'm sure they would love it. I actually didn't grow up liking reading books. I hated reading books because English was like my second language and it was always just really challenging for me to like read and comprehend books when I was younger, so I hated it. About 2 years ago, I read, I think it was like 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I absolutely loved that book and I was like, wow, reading can be really fun and enjoyable, and that kind of kickstarted my whole reading journey. I'm not a super fast reader. Like I'm not going through a book like every 3 days like some other readers out there. I'm pretty slow. So yeah, this is definitely gonna keep me busy probably for the next 6 months. If you guys have ever read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them. I would love to hear it. And if you guys ever have any book suggestions, I would also love to hear it. I read mainly fiction novels, but I'm open to suggestions. Self-help, I usually read like halfway through and I stop because I don't know, I'm not motivated to get through it. So yeah, this book haul was definitely worth it. Super worth it. So it is approaching the end of the weekend and I'm just probably gonna do a little Sunday reset and clean the house a bit before I start editing my vlog. So thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys on the next vlog. Bye!